That's where Jumping the Shark comes from. Because that series was like incredibly popular. And then after the Jumping the Shark episode, it's suddenly, yeah, it went downhill from there. TV is so passive and lame. Yeah, well, it was a pacifier. But I mean, back then, not everybody was always just watching television. There were some people that did that. But there were plenty of people that were just like, no, I'll just watch like one thing at a certain time and that's it. And then it was turned off again and you did other things. Since the internet, that's like barely even there. It's like you just go from one thing to the other and you have to like have urgency to put it down, otherwise you'll just be scrolling for hours. Haven't watched television in years. Yeah, me neither. Not since like 2010. It's like I think the last time. But even then it was barely I was barely watching it. It really kind of stopped after 2008. That's when I really just like I was only like trying to watch Discovery Channel or History Channel really because of nature documentaries. But then eventually it just YouTube overwhelmed it and Google Video and the internet was just way more available. You could download series and shit and like just didn't really need it anymore. They put Jimmy Kimmel back on TV? Rat? Really? Okay. Ridiculous. Well, it's getting really clouded out there. No more blue spots now. Really big clouds over there. I don't know, nah. It's at the horizon, can't really see it. Autism announcement. Yes, Daskalos. There was a whole rollout from Trump and RFK Jr. about that. They're like really blaming Tylenol and didn't follow everything like in detail. But I mean, yeah, there was that thing yesterday, and like interesting that happened. Really curious to see if there's going to be like a follow up to all of that, some actual consequences. But yeah, that was good. It was good that they did that. But it's only really going to matter if there's going to be actual follow up. And it's not just the information bulletin. TV. Reminder? No, don't remember that. In Europe, we didn't get like all the television from the United States. We like got some of the shows and some of the British series and some sparing back then Dutch stuff. But we didn't like get everything. They actually kept like a lot of the really crappy series or heavily political ones. They just kept it completely out of the Dutch media. Okay, that's Carlos. Jesus. Crushed and sorted. I don't know about that. But the whole thing was like, when you're pregnant, don't use it. It can like really damage you. Like that was ushered as like one of the primary causes. That if you're pregnant and you use Tylenol, it can like really damage the child because it like weakens the blood-brain barrier, etc. Something like that. I'm butchering it probably. Anyway, but I mean, duh. Like, yeah, when you're pregnant, you shouldn't use any pharmaceuticals anyway. Have to even be careful with the types of food that you eat and the herbs that you take. So yeah, definitely not weird industrial chemical stuff. Like pharmaceutical drugs, which a lot of them are that. Right? I don't know what Tylenol is though. I don't really care to find out. I just know that I'm not using it. I'm not gonna. And I wouldn't recommend it. Right. Hope everybody's having a great day. I feel like I'm having a bit of a slow day today. I'm not. I don't feel like I'm getting in a steady flow or anything. A little bit here and there, but it's just there's nothing like spilling forth. I don't have like a lot of inspiration right now. I think. I know you can't have a inspired day every day. I thought yesterday was over. I was kind of inspired. And I mean, I do like it when I'm like just trying to be real and showing how technology has not necessarily improved all our lives. Like you can point out how it technically did, but I always I never then blind myself to the price that has actually been paid, provably. And if you lived through the times before, especially before the internet became so standard and smartphones and all that, then you can really tell the difference. And like that item was that was a valuable item to lay down to help people realize that. And also because any person could basically realize that and then kind of like retract from it, actively realize like me doing this thing all the time is actually like